Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video, I'm going to review Season 1, Episode 9 of Zach Stone is Gonna Be Famous. Zach Stone is Gonna Be Scary. This was a really funny episode. I thought there were some really funny things about it. And the reason that I didn't get a chance to watch this episode is I didn't realize they put another episode after the episode they aired last week. I only recorded the first one. For some reason, I didn't get the second one. But now I just watched it, and it was a really good episode. So it was funny, but it also was definitely a game-changing episode for Zach Stone. Honestly, it was great. So let's just get to the episode. It started off with Zach and Amy in this store, and I love the beginning where with the store clerk, she was absolutely hilarious, but she's like, you don't go sitting on beds with guys who want your boyfriends. You're gonna tempt them. That was hilarious. You don't go sleep. I think it was you don't go sleeping on lying down the bed. That was absolutely hilarious. And so after that, I just thought that girl was really funny, and I hope she comes back. But after this happens, Zach and Amy and Greg, who I'm not forgetting his name this time. Greg is his best friend. Greg is his best friend. Greg is his best friend. Every episode, so every video I've done of Zach Stone, I can't remember his best friend's name. His best friend's name is Greg. I finally got it. But, so they see this dog barking, and it freaks Amy out, and that gives Zach the idea to be scary. And so he goes over to his brother, and he tries to scare his brother, but he finds out he can't scare his brother because his brother isn't scared of anything. So what he decides to do is he decides to take his brother to this like abandoned house that him and Amy scared Greg in here. I'm not Greg, but he scared Andy in. He remembers when Andy and Amy and him were trick-or-treating. They scared him there, and he wants to see if they can try it again. So he places a bet with Andy, and the bet is that if Andy scares Zach, he gets his room, and if Zach scares Andy, his room stays his forever until he moves out. So then what happens, though, is that then it starts to get a little more complicated because he brings Amy and Greg, and one of the things that I really loved was the Greg plot. The whole thing with Greg. When they say scary, it's not just a silly thing. I like when Zach Stone, it's always a very deep episode. It has a deep meaning, too. And this one did, too. I mean, it showed that Greg is very scared of the future. We see how Greg, he at first didn't want to tag along, but Zach said, there's only going to be so many more days until you're off to college. And I thought that was really big. And then Amy tags along as well. And Nick starts to get a little bit jealous. He kind of says, so you're going to be with Zach the whole time, alone? And, well, she goes along with him. And as time goes on, Andy is not scared. Andy's not scared at all. I mean, he's perfectly fine about this. He's not scared at all. I mean, he's perfectly fine. But Greg is like a scaredy cat, honestly. Greg is like freaking out. I mean, it gets to the point where he just abandons Amy and Zach. That was absolutely hilarious when he just abandoned them. He's like, I'm out. I quit. And, well, it gets to a point where it gets really scary, and we find out that Andy was the one trying to scare Zach all along. And it was all Andy and his friends. Well, then, he says, will I get your room? But then Zach throws this lighter at Andy, scaring him. He's like, my room is mine. That's my room now. And that was absolutely hilarious when he threw that thing at Andy. That was really funny. I thought that was really great. But then we get to the really good part. Zach and Amy are cleaning up all the decorations to scare Andy with. And he basically says, why don't we go? And she says, no, we can stay. Andy forgot something in the house. We come back, he opens the door. Zach and Amy kissed. Zach and Amy kissed. And this definitely deserves, Zach and Amy kissed. This definitely deserves especially on Nick's behalf, it's about to get a lot more dramatic. I mean, that was such a big moment when Zach and Amy kissed. I was not expecting that at all. I was very happy that they did this because, I mean, we finally got to the bottom of this storyline. We finally got to see that both Amy and Zach love each other. I have this feeling now Amy's going to break up with Nick. We can tell she's going to break up with Nick and that they like each other. They wouldn't kiss if they didn't like each other. So that was huge, and that was really, really good. And then we get to the ending. And in the ending, we see Zach talking to Greg. He spends the night over there, and he says to Greg how, you're not the only one scared of the future. And we can see how Zach is afraid of the future. Oh, one other thing I forgot to talk about. There was a scene where Zach and Amy were scared, and he's like, if we don't make it tonight, and she says, what were you going to say? And he said nothing. I think he was going to say, I love you to Amy. And honestly, it was such a great episode. Dramatic. Loved it. And I got to give applause to Bo and everyone because this was such a great episode. The reason I loved it so much was because of the climacticness of it. I mean, it was so climactic at the end and such a great cliffhanger. I can't wait to watch the next episode. I'm going to watch the one that aired last night, right after this, and then I will review for you. I just am so happy the way they ended. That was such a perfect ending, so absolutely loved it. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. What was your reaction when Zach and Amy kissed? My jaw just opened wide. I couldn't believe it. What did you think of Zach being able to scare Andy? Did you think that counted? Who do you think actually won? What do you think of Greg's storyline? I really liked Greg's storyline with how he is afraid of the future of going to college. Oh, also, I forgot to talk about the opening credits. The opening credits were so funny, especially the part where he's like, and where his father broke that torch that Zach was holding. That was absolutely hilarious. So great episode, really loved it. Very funny, but also dramatic, and I feel it's going to be a lot more dramatic. Next episode is Zach wants to be an actor, and we're going to see more about the kiss with Amy. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next video. Okay, bye.